That's something new they just added.
You know, what's really good? What's really good? What's really good? Merry Christmas from the Sanchez Show. As always, it's Wednesday nights with the Sanchez Show. I'm your host, Eric Sanchez, aka Legend of Two Games. Got my brother Trip Young with me. Will Gordon will be joining us shortly. In the meantime, in between time, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Hope everybody's enjoying this holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas Day games, NFL, NBA. The comment section is already buzzing. Shout out to the comment section. Make sure you guys are subscribed not only to the Sanchez Show, but also Real Fans Real Talk. We'll be back on Monday, 7 p.m. But of course, my brother Trip Young. Trip, how you feeling tonight, bro?
Oh man, I feel good. I was like a little while ago. I was like, I felt a little tired. Then I opened up the computer. I feel like I got my second win. I'm ready to go. There's a lot of things we got to talk about. This is a big week in football because some things gonna be determined this week.
I think this is the season. This is the season. Now, unfortunately, I'll say this: there's some really bad quarterbacks playing this week because of the injuries around the league.
Yeah, maybe half the daggone teams got bad quarterbacks.
Yeah, there's bad quarterbacks, but we're gonna make the best of it. Let's see what we got. I apologize if you guys are getting any lag. I'm seeing a little lag on my end here, but let's hopefully it sorts itself out. Let's get to the comment section, Trip. Let's start there.
Mm-hmm.
Ron was the first in the comment section, so that's what we're gonna go with. Ron wants to know this Sunday, Buffalo, Philadelphia, who has more to prove in this game?
I feel like they both got a lot to prove in this game because this could be a potential Super Bowl matchup. So neither one of these teams, should let up, which is good for fantasy purposes. If you got somebody playing on either one of these teams, because they're gonna be going hard this week. You don't want to go into the playoffs taking a loss on either side of this football because
Mm-hmm.
again, you want to have a little bit of a confidence, a little bit of an extra edge if you do wind up seeing this team in the Super Bowl, which is very likely, very
Yeah,
possible.
I think it's kind of a must win for both. Now, granted, I know they're both going to be in the playoffs. Philly has looked like they got their division already sewn up. Buffalo has an outside shot, but they need things to go perfect for them to get their division. But with that being said, I think they both want to prove something going into this game. I'm going to say, to me, the team that probably has more to prove is going to be Buffalo, just because again they're probably going in as a wild card team.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles, I think the Eagles want to get themselves right, absolutely and obviously. But the Eagles are going to win their division. The Eagles are the defending Super Bowl champs. And on the surface, we kind of know what the Eagles are come playoff time. Buffalo is the team that struggled to get over the hump. So this is an opportunity for Buffalo to show that, hey, primetime game, everybody's paying attention. We're going to beat the champs right at the end of the season as we go into the playoffs and kind of establish ourselves as one of the premier teams, not only in the AFC, but potentially the favorite maybe coming out of the AFC if they win this game. Because I think it will shape the way people view them. If Buffalo struggles in this game, people are going to say, oh, same old Buffalo Bills. They look great at times, but I don't know if they got enough to win. But if they win this game, I think people will start to talk about them as possibly the representative for the AFC. And like you said, a potential Super Bowl matchup with Philly. So that's what I'm paying attention to there. Ron got the first three comments. So we're gonna kind of skip Ron, but then come back. This for you, Trip. The Ravens, John Harbaugh, unbothered by job security. Now, the Ravens right now at 7-8 are 2 games behind Pittsburgh. Obviously, Pittsburgh has a tiebreaker. The only way Ravens make it at this point is to win out, which would include beating Pittsburgh the last week of the season. Mm-hmm. Do you feel that John Harbaugh should be unbothered by all the questions about his job security?
I mean, as the head coach and you trying to make it into the playoffs, I feel like you have to put that to the back of your mind right now. Mainly because you pretty much control your own destiny, right? You make the playoffs, all you gotta do is win, get in, and you got a chance. These are 2 winnable games, especially with the last game being against the Steelers, and there will be no DK Metcalf for Pittsburgh over these next 2 games. It's going to have a huge impact on their passing game. So if you're John Harbaugh, you know that, all right, listen, Yeah, I'm probably on the hot seat right now. But if I can get this team into the playoffs and we can go on a little run, there's no Patrick Mahomes this year. You know, we kind of got a chance to dictate our own fate, which in turn would be him dictating his own fate. So yes, it's just you got to show and prove. And if not, yeah, it's probably a very good chance that you're going to be out of there next season.
I think John Harbaugh is gone. I I get the impression that there's a disconnect in that locker room. I talked about this on Monday on the live. Um, the coaching, I don't think has been the strongest this year. They've had multiple blown leads this year, but that's really been an issue the last 3 years, and that's got to fall on the head coach. But
Yeah.
also, as been talked about and been highlighted, this past week they have the lead. They got a 10-point lead. Uh, Henry sits on the bench pretty much for the last 7.5 minutes of the game. Makes no sense, right? Lamar Jackson's not playing, and now you're not playing your running back either. And it's not an injury. Yeah, it was no injury with Derrick Henry. So I think he has lost that locker room a little bit. And if you're the Ravens, let's keep it a buck, bro. You're at a point where I think it is time to hit reset with this team, right?
Yeah.
You've been the number one seed before. You've had the top defense before. You've had Lamar as the MVP twice, and yet you've only been to one AFC Championship game. And in a season where the AFC is so wide open, as you mentioned, there is no Mahomes now this year, right? You look at the other inexperienced teams, this would have been a golden opportunity for Baltimore had they been able to take advantage and win their division.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason that 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers is able to now win this division and come in. This was supposed to be the Ravens division. No questions about it. This is supposed to be your division. So if you don't make the playoffs, I don't see now he giving off the impression that he's not bothered, but you got to be bothered by it. This is to me is a tremendous failure. This was the team that last year was expected to go to the Super Bowl. They lose to Buffalo. They run it back pretty much with the same squad. They struggle most of the year. They're gonna miss the playoffs. It looks like. You think you're gonna keep your job? I don't think so. I think Harbaugh's gone.
Let me ask you this: if the Ravens somehow win the Super Bowl, get to the playoffs, win the Super Bowl, how long of a contract do you think Harbaugh gets?
I mean, if they were to go on a run to win the Super Bowl, we're saying they would win these last two games and then win 4 through the playoffs. So they would win their last 6 games. If he goes that route, and that would put him in territory of having 2 Super Bowl championships as a Ravens head coach, I could see him getting a 6-year deal, and kind of extending it out. But I guess my question and all that would be, what would change in terms of schematically, in terms of motivationally, in terms of what would change that now this team would be that consistent to win 6 in a row and win the Super Bowl? Because I don't think that we've seen anything like that. And this goes back to the conversation we had back in like late October when they looked like they were out of it, but we knew they were getting Lamar back, and we thought, all right, they're in the soft part of their schedule. They might take off now. They won some games, they got themselves back in it, but then the inconsistent play started again.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's why I do feel there's some sort of disconnect, because I just don't feel Harbaugh can get these guys motivated to that point again. Maybe he's just lost his voice in that locker room. Yeah. Ron wants to know, DK has been suspended the 2 games without pay, as you mentioned and you highlighted with the Steelers. Have you gotten a chance to see the clip, though? Because there's a clip from the fans' perspective where it does not appear the fan said any racial slur. He's calling him by his full name, but I don't hear anything else. Now, the NFL said they're still investigating it, so obviously there's more. There could be more to come from it. But what are your thoughts on DK Metcalf?
I mean, it's tough because, if it's somebody on my team, I'm gonna be highly upset. Now, but on the flip side to that, he's plays for the Steelers, so I can't be too mad as a Ravens fan. But I mean, it sucks because it's still under investigation, and because if it was a situation where he did use some racial slurs and that comes out later, then that's gonna really suck for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then it's like what are you supposed to do in that situation? You know what I mean? Like how much are you expected to take as a player, right? And who knows how if he did use some racial slurs, we don't know what kind of triggers that set off in DK Metcalf.
Correct.
If that was the case, again, we because it's still under investigation. But if that was the case, we don't know what type of triggers that set off with DK Metcalf and how he responded in that situation. So it's a tough one. It just sucks that right now they're in the playoff chase. They do have the lead in the division, but these are two games where you have now, you got one of the best, if not the best, defensive lines in football coming in this week with the Browns, and it's also a division game, which those games can also always be a little tricky. And then you got the Ravens, and now you don't have your number one weapon out there on number one offensive weapon.
Yeah, I'm going to say this. I think DK got to show better composure there. Now, I don't want to criticize him and I don't want to kill him for it because, again, if something was said that triggered him, that's part of human emotion. However, if you're DK Metcalf, you got to understand, and we talked about this before, the same situation with Draymond Green when him and the fan get into it. Mm-hmm. You have way more to lose than this fan. And now, because of this situation, DK Metcalf has pretty much forfeited all the guaranteed money on his contract, right? It hasn't been the greatest year for him in Pittsburgh. It's not all his fault. You got a 41-year-old quarterback. The offense ain't that great. But you also
playoffs.
Say that again?
And you could cost your team a shot at the playoffs.
Right. You could cost them a shot at the playoffs. There's a lot more at stake for DK Metcalf than it is this fan. So that's why I say DK's got to show or kind of display more composure.
Yeah.
Is he the first player that's ever been called something on the field? No, absolutely not. We've heard baseball players say it as well. Right. We've heard baseball players talk about it. Obviously, NBA players, NFL players. And he's not going to be the last, like you said. But now my question with DK really becomes what happens with your future now, not only in Pittsburgh, but moving forward, because you're giving up a lot of money now. And there's a business trip. We know how this goes. They'll cut you just for the sake of knowing, hey, we just saved ourselves $40-something million.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm worried about it for DK. Like, you work too hard to put yourself in this position. Don't compromise it over some dude that's being an asshole from the stands. You know what I'm saying? That's all he could be. He can only be an asshole from the stands. That's it. Yeah. Ron also wants to know, was Caleb Williams snubbed from the Pro Bowl? He said the goal is to win games. Any issues with Caleb not making the cut? I have no issues with him not making the cut because Pro Bowls are a fan vote. And not only did Caleb not make it, Jordan Love didn't make it. So this happens every year. I think early in the season, Caleb wasn't great. He has gotten better as the season's gone on. And obviously, he's made some great plays as the season's gone on. But I wouldn't call it a snub because, again, we're talking about a fan vote and only 3 quarterbacks get to go. So popularity contest, Jalen Hurts is going to make it. Matthew Stafford is obviously going to make it. He's the MVP. Then you got the next tier of guys, right? Brock Purdy's played well. Baker Mayfield's going to get votes. Sam Darnold got votes. So Caleb's in a very tough spot. Even in his own division, he might be the 3rd most popular quarterback behind Goff and Love anyway. So I'm not too pissed off why he make the cut. It's the damn Pro Bowl. Nobody's watching.
I'm about to say, does anybody even watch the Pro Bowl anymore the way it matters? Now, if it was like he was up for All Pro and didn't get it, then maybe, because that's what really counts. But and again, even for, because it's the fans are gonna pick who they want anyway. He's not that popular. I mean, he's popular, but in comparison to the other quarterbacks in the division, in the league, he's not top 10 popular just yet.
Right. Shout out to my man Thudo. I see you over on Instagram. Love you too, my G. Merry Christmas as well to you and the family. Let's see what else we got here, man. Let's keep it rocking. Pooh. Shout out to Pooh. She said to each of you all, what is your most memorable Christmas as a kid? Trip, what was that gift, man, that set it off for Christmas for you?
You remember them? You remember them? What was the bikes that they used to have, like all of the fly, like make it look like it was like a robotic type of bike.
Okay.
They used to do all type of stuff. I remember getting one of them type of bikes. I remember coming downstairs. My grandmother always had a real Christmas tree in the crib. So I remember coming downstairs because it wasn't there the night before. And then I came down and I seen that bike and I was like, yo, it's about to be lit. And then that's when I learned how to ride a bike. That first year had this little ramp in front of my crib that like next door was like a senior citizen home, but there was like a little small like kind of a ramp. So I used to ride down the ramp and then I'll try to keep going until I fall off or something. But I'll probably say that one.
I got a couple. Um, y'all gonna make me want to call my mom after this now, because now y'all got me thinking about the Christmas gifts. But my three most memorable that really stand out are, I remember one year for Christmas I got the Reebok pumps when they came out. The first time they came out. And I was in Catholic school at the time, so I knew I wasn't gonna be able to wear them to school, but I would just wait. I couldn't wait to gym day, to PE, to bring them joints out, because I knew they was brand new, they was fly. So that's one of them stands out. I remember the year I got my Sega Genesis. That was like the one thing I wanted so badly, and I got it that Christmas, and that's all I did all Christmas break. To the point where I remember I had an assignment that was due at the end of Christmas break. Oh, when we would come back from Christmas break, Trip, I ain't do the assignment. I was playing Sonic the Hedgehog and Madden on the fucking on the Sega nonstop. And then my third, one of my favorite gifts that my mom ever surprised me with. We had left New York when I was a teenager, and I remember begging my mom to come back to New York, and she surprised. We were living in Germany at the time, and she had surprised me with plane tickets to leave to New York. We were leaving the next day, and that was the one that's like I thought I was getting something else because it was one of them like, oh, I'm gonna let you open your gifts early, whatever. And I opened the gift, and it's the plane tickets to leave the next day. So I was super excited about that. Those are the ones that stand out the most to me. Will, let me know when you're ready, bro.
When he come on.
Yeah, we'll circle back to that question. Will, let me know when you're ready. Oh, here we go.
Yo.
My man, Mr. Unpopular Opinion in the building.
What it do, baby? Merry Christmas, everybody. How y'all doing?
Merry Christmas. I'm gonna leave this question up for you, Will. Who wanted to know to each of us what was your most memorable Christmas as a kid? So Trip and I already gave ours. Go ahead.
Most memorable Christmas. Probably one year, the year the Game Boy came out. And I got the Game Boy. And it's kind of messed up. Like my parents, like my mom, she's passed on. Well, my pops don't know this to this day. That Christmas, I was on the hunt around the house to find the junk, and I found it before Christmas.
You kind of already knew what was under the tree.
Yeah, I knew it was coming. You know what I'm saying? So I slept good that night. I slept like how Christmas Eve you be waking up. That Christmas Eve, I was like kicked back. You know what I'm saying? I was good. But yeah, that was my most memorable one because y'all know how bad I wanted that Game Boy, man. But yeah, I found it like 2 or 3 days prior. But yeah, that's my most memorable because I feel bad for finding it. In retrospect, you know what I mean? I feel bad for finding the giant. But yeah, that was my most memorable one.
Man, you can't feel bad for that, man. That's kids. That's what we did.
And I'm talking about the black and white Game Boy with the Tetris. You know what I'm saying? The first jump.
Let me add one more in, Eric. This is not from when I was a kid. This is actually from us as adults, and a lot of the charity work that we do for Real Fans Real Talk. Shout out to Family on 3, Anthony Mason Jr. Vance. One year we had so many gifts because we had Petro sponsoring us that year. We had Kmart sponsoring us that year, and we was able to get gifts out to 2 hospitals and this family shelter in Brooklyn. And like that probably was one of my, even though it wasn't Christmas Day, but that week, that was probably one of my best Christmases, just being able to get to all of those kids. And we did a hospital in the Bronx, we did one in Brooklyn, and then the family shelter was in Brooklyn as well. And that was such a dope experience.
Nah, that's a fact. Those opportunities to give back, you can never overlook them and forget them, John. Let's keep it rolling. Shout out to the comment section, man. Y'all rocking with us tonight on Christmas Eve. Make sure you guys
we flooded right now.
Right, this comment section is flooded right now, man. Shout out to everybody, man, and make sure you guys are subscribed to the Sanchez Show and Real Fans Real Talk. Again, we'll be back Monday, Real Fans Real Talk at 7 p.m. I'll speak with the guys off air, see what we want to do for New Year's Eve. We might rock out again at 7:30 next week, but let's see if how everybody's schedule is looking for next week. Let's stay with Pooh right here because Pooh, we rocking with you. You've been rocking with us, but this is something that I said coming out of the NBA Cup. When Tripp and I spoke, and I said the thing that really stuck out to me the most, yeah, the Knicks had won, and I was happy the Knicks won. But I felt like, man, the Spurs were super impressive, and the Spurs were showing people that they were legit. Mm-hmm. Who says, do the Thunder have a Spurs problem? Spurs has beaten them twice in the last week and a half, and they go against them on Christmas Day. Yes, they do. I still like OKC in the series, but Spurs are legit. 1,000% legit. Not only did they beat them in the Cup in a comeback victory, they dominated them yesterday in a victory. And remember, this is with Wemby on minutes restrictions right now, and they're dominating.
That's the crazy part.
Will, I'm gonna let you go first on this. Do you think the Spurs can be a major problem for Oklahoma City?
I most definitely think they can, and I think the obvious reason is Wemby. You know what I mean? The ultimate X factor, the ultimate cheat code in the cheat code in the whole league right now. Mm-hmm. And maybe potentially the biggest cheat code we've ever seen in the NBA ever. Yeah. And when you couple that with they're young too. Like where I put OKC up there is because they play great basketball as a team, but they're so young and they run. They can run you to death. But this is in San Antonio. That's a team that you're not going to run out the gym.
Right.
And we've seen that. We've seen that in the match. We've seen it in these matchups. It's happened already. And like we talked about last week, San Antonio also has that nice blend of vets that can keep things steady. Shout out to Harrison Barnes. We talked about. I love him. I love the role he's in San Antonio. And as long as Wemby can keep them knees right, San Antonio is a problem, not just for OKC. San Antonio is a problem for the NBA moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Sure, what you think?
No, I agree. I don't know. It's just they match up pretty well. Again, San Antonio is a very young team as well. Like OKC got their old veteran, Ball Mamba, and San Antonio got their old veteran, Harrison. You know what I'm saying? And Wemby, man, on a good day, Wemby might be the best player in basketball. So, he's definitely going to be a difference maker. And the fact that they're doing this with Wemby, like you said, Eric, on a minutes restriction, just kind of says a lot more. If I'm OKC, I really want this game on Christmas.
Yeah, I think they have major matchup problem, like you said, with Wemby, but also with these guards, because they have so many guys they can throw at SGA that they can make life very difficult for them. Whether it's Castle, whether it's Fox, whether it's Dylan Harper, whether it's Vassell, they got a lot of guys. And I think really the only advantage OKC has over them at this point is just their depth. OKC is probably a deeper team, but in terms of, like Will Love say, line them up on the baseline, line them up on the fence, like the Spurs 5 can go toe-to-toe with them, and they showing that. And I think we're going to get a great matchup tomorrow. That's the second game of the day. I think that's the one that everybody's going to really be tuned in for because, like I said, the Spurs have put them on notice right now over the last 2 weeks that, we not just happy to be on the court with y'all. We trying to show y'all that we on that same level. Shout out to A-Love. She wishing us Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, guys, to y'all and y'all loved ones.
Merry Christmas.
Appreciate it, A-Love. Squeeze wants to know, Trip, what's wrong with your Lakers of late? What's going on, man? Braun been back and ain't been the same.
Well, I mean, Austin Reeves been out. Luka had got hurt, so
Luka been hurt.
They shuffling around the injuries. That's all. They got to get healthy.
I mean, to be fair, they got off to a hot start, so they probably were playing better than we thought. They're still 19-9, So the recent struggles might be more to do, like you said, with the injury situation, especially with Luka being out.
Playing like MVP, so
right. Will Kyrie said, "No homo, but I'm in love with Derek Queen's game."
Yeah, man.
He said, "I love how the Pelicans coach letting him go."
We might have to fight over him, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yo, jeez, come on, man. No homo, come on, man.
Kyrie told me, he said this is beyond pause. I'm just gonna say no homo right now at the gate on this one.
Yeah. I'm telling you, bro. That
Let's see
boy's
which
the
other.
truth.
Let's see what other ones we got right here. Oh, there's a good one. Because Will has sent me the video on this. Thoughts on Steve Kerr blow up. Kenya Martin says Green has to grow up. Draymond Green has more turnovers than field goals made. Trip, what are
Wait, is
your
that an
thoughts on the
official
situation
stat, though?
with Draymond?
Is that an official stat that he has more turnovers than field goals made this season?
I doubt it. I would have to double
That
check,
would
but
be.
I doubt.
Yeah, I gotta look into that because that would be crazy. But uh, Draymond does need to grow up though,
Absolutely.
because again, we've talked about this over the past couple of years as his skills have been on the decline, right? So when you winning and we got 4 titles and we breaking regular season records and all that stuff gets swept under the rug. But now you older, y'all broken down a little bit more, y'all not winning like y'all once did. So now every little thing is going to be an issue with Draymond Green. Everything he does. We talked about the ejections the other day, and whatnot. So yeah, he's gonna have to grow up because you're not defensive player of the year, Draymond Green anymore. So I mean, they're already losing as it is now, but they can't afford to not even have you on the floor because you are a big part of what they do offensively and defensively, and as a leader on that team. So he's definitely gonna have to grow up a little bit, trying to mature.
Yeah. Well,
What I saw another thing because I didn't want to lean either way, before getting some more like insight on what was said on the bench, how Kerr and Draymond's relationship is on and off the court. And it's not like I did a deep dive in it or anything, but I did see a guy talking about it today that I respect a lot that talks a lot of NBA's. Tim Legler was addressing it on your guy's show, Eric.
Bill Simmons, yeah.
On Bill Simmons.
Podcast.
Yeah, on Bill Simmons. And he was saying in all his years, he said he's seen guys been kicked off the bench. He's seen guys get kicked out of the huddle, kicked out of practice. But he's never seen a guy on his own volition get up and leave the huddle and walk back to the locker room. He said it might have happened before, but he's never seen it, which I've never seen it happen before, where a guy's just like, all right, I'm over here. Y'all do whatever. I'm be over here. I ain't never seen a dude do that. And what Legs was saying, he said if being that as much basketball he's been around in his career, never seen that. That's a big deal. Like it don't matter what the relationship is, on or off, on the court, off the court with him and Kerr. That's a blatant. And then like for him to say, "Well, I just felt like, things were getting heated, and it was best for me to remove myself from the situation." What? Like that's what you do with your girl when y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, if you and your girl arguing and she bringing up some of the old, you know what I mean, that she just won't let go of, and you can't win that fight. That's when you move. That's when you just be like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna be over here. We gonna cool. That's this is professional basketball. This is not something that happens. That's why I think it's kind of a big deal because Draymond didn't play any more of that game either. So it's not like Kerr was just like, oh, it's just Draymond being Draymond. You know what I'm saying? This is a game that was close and a game this it's not like they way up in the standings. They were hovering around 500.
They struggling to stay at 500.
Yeah, this all these games count. You're supposed to be a leader. That was not leading. And I mean, Draymond at this season, it kind of bled into last season a little bit. We talking about Draymond for way more reasons than basketball. And that's like, you ain't that guy. You ain't that sweet on the court to where we should be talking about all this stuff that is not talking about what you're doing on the court. Like, you ain't that dude. Like, you think you are. And now you got a microphone too. So, and you got people that's gassing you and people giving you bad advice. But you not in the media. You're not a media member. You're not, and at this point, you're not really a contributing member to the team. If this is the way you're going, the way you're going to act? I wouldn't even be surprised if he got suspended for a game for conduct detrimental to the team. I would actually respect that from Kerr if he sat him down for a game. I respect him also.
I agree. I was going to say the same thing. I think he should be suspended. I think Draymond Green, to me, this is ultimate disrespect to not only Kerr but the organization. Let's go back, right? We talk about Draymond Green. We talk about him being an emotional leader. I've defended Draymond Green plenty of times. But Kerr has never thrown Draymond Green under the bus, even though we know there have been plenty of times that Draymond Green's antics have cost him. Mm-hmm. Right? Yep. Kerr has kind of rode with him like, nah, that's still our guy. For you, like you said, in the heat of battle, everybody knows those things happen. There's going to be arguments in a huddle. We've seen it plenty of times, right? The famous KD and Draymond Green argument on the sideline. For you to walk away in the middle of the huddle and then just, I needed to remove myself and go to the locker room, you quit on your fucking team. Yep. You quit on your team basically in that moment. You're the same guy who just the other day attacked Conor Gillespie on the court and got thrown out the game. Draymond Green, Steve Kerr didn't throw you under the bus. Steve Kerr didn't say, hey, you're costing us victories out here. They keep putting you in the starting lineup. We're going to take it a step further. Everybody knows Draymond Green got overpaid 2 years ago when he got that $100 million contract. Completely overpaid. But that was more of the Warriors saying, yo, because you're our guy and we've been through the wars with you, we're going to reward you because we want you to end it here in Golden State. You and Steph, you ride over to the sunset as Warriors for life. You out there getting $25 million a year. And in terms of just production on the court, you're one of the least productive guys in the NBA. But then you got the nerve to be mad at your coach who's barking at you and saying, I needed to remove myself from the situation.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. I defended him a couple of weeks ago when Kenyon Martin said all the things he said, but Kenyon Martin was right about Draymond Green. Since that point on, he's been completely right about Draymond Green, bro. The antics, the emotions, you know what I'm saying? You're doing way more to be known for headlines and emotional outbursts than actual production on the court. And he has no trade value, so it's not like the Warriors can say, all right, well, let's trade him. What are you trading for? Nobody wants Draymond Green, especially not at no damn $25 million a year.
You got to deal with the headaches to come along with it.
Next year, he's got a player option with the increase in his contract. It'll go up to like 26 and change. I'm willing to bet right now he opts into that player option. He ain't opting out to leave Golden State. He going to take the money. And that's why I do agree with Will. This is why you suspend him. Because you're not going to get your cake and eat it too. We're not going to keep supporting you and defending you. And in a moment, a situation that you don't like, you walk away in the middle of the huddle. You basically show up your head coach like that. While everybody's sitting there, you just walk through the huddle and leave and never come back. And then you only can explain it by saying, I had to remove myself from the situation. Well, let's do you one better. Let's just remove you from the team then. Let's just, why not suspend you? Like Will said, we'll suspend you and just remove you from the team for a little bit and give you some time to think about it. Because no other team is going to put up with Draymond Green's bullshit. No other team. So
you're not going to contribute what you've contributed to the Golden State Warriors for anybody to even think about putting up with it at this point of your career.
There's a guy, like I said, I think Steve Kerr has shown a lot of patience when it came to Draymond Green. We saw it even that year they beat Boston in the finals. There was a fourth quarter where he didn't even play Draymond Green. He went with other guys to win the game, and Draymond was a little salty in the post-game conference. But he had to acknowledge, hey, that's what's best for us to win. That's what it is. But Steve Kerr, again, never threw you under the bus. Steve Kerr has never talked bad about you publicly. And for you to walk through the huddle to me is the ultimate sign of disrespect. Let's see what else we got. Shout out to Squeeze. He said, the Wolves are 8-2 in their last 10, and Ant-Man's been balling. What do they need to be contenders, despite going to the conference finals 2 years in a row? Will, what you think?
Consistency. That's what they need, and we haven't seen that from them. And something else I need to see is Ant being that guy in big moments every time. Like, that's what you're supposed to be. You can't be on one night and then off the next. That's like you're not allowed to do that. If you're supposed to be who we think you are, you're not allowed to have these nights where you fade. Mm-hmm. And consistency as far as the whole team dynamic, because Minnesota's a team that's they're very talented guys, but you got too many nights where guys fade. And that's what That's what you can't see in clutch time and going into the playoffs. Now it's mad early. Christmas is tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But what we need to see, I need I need I need 25 to 35 out of you every night. Every night. On off nights, I need that out of you. You know what I'm saying? I need Rudy to command the paint to be a presence to where I mean it's not like people attack the paint anyway, but only on the rare occasions the people are around the rim, you need to be dominating. I don't see that consistently out of you. You need to see more consistency from their bench because they're not a very deep team at all. All in all, they can be a very dangerous team. Like I said, it's early, but I need to see. It's like you just need to see more. It's like you know how you might be making a big pot of chili. You know what I'm saying? And you taste it, but it just needs a little something else. Might need a little more spice. You know what I mean? A little bit more, whatever your secret ingredient. It's just not right. It's passable. Like you can serve it, but it ain't gonna win you no awards right now.
Trip, what you think?
Yeah, I think it's just depth. They're gonna need some support. In the playoffs, you need those other guys to step it up, and I don't think they really have too much after the six man. I think so. I think it's depth because I mean they play pretty good defense. They got scoring. Julius Randle's been playing up to par for what he's gonna give you. Anthony Edwards is averaging 28 a game right now, so I just think they need a little bit more depth. So maybe they could try to make a move or something like that. Uh, you know, before the trade deadline to try to bring somebody else in to help out and give them a little bit more help off the bench.
They need. I mean, I think both of you guys said a lot of what it really is with them: consistency, depth. They need another shot creator. Late in games is just too much ant. But consistency is probably the main thing with them. When you look back at their playoffs last year, you had a game, I believe, where Julius Randle hit like 7 threes, and then over the next 3 games, he only hit 6 threes, something like that. Like, he's an inconsistent guy. Naz Reid has been inconsistent at times. DiVincenzo's been inconsistent at times. Rudy Gobert, we know the history in the playoffs. Depending on matchups, he could become a non-factor, which is very tough when you're paying him as much as you're paying him to be your rebound and shot blocker. But against certain centers, he just can't play. He's unplayable. So consistency, depth. But I think the main thing is probably just another shot creator. They need somebody else in the fourth quarter that can create offense so that you just can't load up pause against Ant-Man and focus on him. I already knew where I was going with the trip pause. Ron wants to know. Ron wants to know. Pick your NBA winners on Christmas. I'm going to start out the trip to go. I got the Knicks winning the first game. I got the Spurs beating the Thunder again. I'm picking them again to beat. I like the Mavs to beat the Warriors. I like the Rockets to beat the Lakers. And then I like the Nuggets to beat the T-Wolves. So I like three of the 5 games to go to the road team tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, I got the Knicks tomorrow. I'm actually gonna take OKC. I think they get some get back at home on Christmas. I'm going with my main man Cooper Flag in Dallas because he been on the tid. He's definitely
there's a question coming up about Cooper Flag as well.
Yeah, all that talk is he's definitely one of them ones. So I'm going with Dallas in that game.
Yes.
Luka's not playing. I don't know if Bree's supposed to be back. He's playing either, so I got to take Houston in that game. And that Denver Minnesota game, Denver gonna want some get back because they just lost the Dallas the other night, so they're gonna need to do something crazy. All right, I'm gonna take Denver at home.
Yeah, what you think, Will?
Actually, I think first of all, it's a great lineup from noon all the way through the day. Like how Christmas be having like 2 whack games every year, but I like every matchup this Christmas. I want to point that out first. For the kickoff game, for the tip-off game, I'm gonna go with the Cavs. I think I can see Mitchell going nuts, so I'm gonna go with the Cavs. Spurs Thunder, woo! I don't think the Thunder want to lose on Christmas in front of the nation. What this would be their third loss if they lose to them this
Yep.
season?
They're in
I don't
like
see
a
that.
week. I feel like
I just don't see it going down. I'm gonna take the Thunder. Mavs, Warriors. Coop has been wrecking shop, but I'm gonna go with this. The chef is playing, right?
Yeah.
I'm going with the chef on Christmas Day. I mean, no X's and O's, just simply that. I'm gonna go Warriors there. Of course, I'm gonna take the Rockets over the Lakers. Of course, and then Timberwolves, Nugs. That might be the best game of the day. You know what I mean? The last game of the day might be the best game of the day. I think that's gonna come down to which superstar shows up the most. And at home, I'm gonna go with the Joker. So I'm gonna go with the Nuggets in the late game.
Yeah. I think it's a great lineup, like you said. All these are playoff caliber teams. Obviously, some of them have championship aspirations, but it's a great slate. And I do want to say, I know we talk a lot of football, but this isn't a good football day. So this is a perfect opportunity to lock in on some basketball. Like we've said before, Christmas Day is normally like the start of the basketball season in a lot of people's eyes. So we get a great slate, and then I don't honestly, football is going to be kind of like in a small little box in the corner of the TV type, because the quarterback play tomorrow is so trash. Will I'm not interested in none of, like, the Commanders is starting Josh Johnson tomorrow. We know the Commanders Cowboys ain't got nothing to play for. They got Josh Johnson playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
The Vikings got that kid, what's his name? Bazemore, whatever his name is, he's quarterbacking again. He's trash. The Chiefs got their third string quarterback playing. So the games are so bad in terms of quarterback play, I probably won't even really worry about those games. It's going to be all NBA tomorrow, I think. Let's see what else we got. Ron wants to know, Kevin Durant question. When he left to the Warriors, what was your first thoughts? And what years would y'all say was KD at his best? Go ahead, Will.
When he went to the Warriors, I didn't hate it as much as everybody else did. Like, everybody hated it. But he could have went anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And for real, where would you have gone if you were KD? Like, that's what I say to a lot of people when they say, well, you went to the best team. Yeah. I mean, but it's not like he went to a lot of people say he rode the coattails of. I don't think that was the case. He went to the team when he knew he could win. What's wrong with that? And it's not like he just went there and just, had lunch every day. He went there and was finals MVP, right?
He was the best player on the team.
Yeah, he was the best player on the team. And I'm gonna say they wouldn't have won the championship with him without him. That wouldn't have happened without KD. Was he a hired gun? Yeah. So what? We don't talk about KD as far as, like, because you know how it all breaks down to how we as fans and analysts and everybody else in media define their careers more than the player defines their own career. So we look at it like, oh well, but you joined the team. You couldn't. You joined the team to beat you and blah 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 and all this other stuff. Yeah, he did do that, but he also was the main factor to me for them winning the championship. So, like, it's not like we looked at KD as like somebody in the top 3 all time, and you got to be able to win this championship or that championship. We looked at KD as a scorer and a problem, and he chose to take his talent to OKC, and it showed and proved that was the right decision for him in his career.
I'm surprised you feel that way, Will. I am surprised you feel that way. Sure. What was your thoughts on KD? Oh, we can't hear you.
You said as far as with the Warriors or in general?
No. So the question was from Ron. What was your thoughts when you first found out KD was going to the Warriors? And his second part was, and what years would y'all say was KD at his best?
Oh, I missed that part.
Damn, KD was at his best. I would have to say the Golden State version of KD was the best version, even though he did MVP in OKC, but he learned how to win in Golden State. And not only did he learn how to win, he asserted himself as the alpha on that team, and getting them to finals MVPs when they won back-to-back years. So I would say the Golden State version was the best version. But as far as what I felt, I mean, yeah, because I'm big on, like, yo, it's not even just how they beat y'all, but the fact that y'all was up 3-1 and then lost that series and then went. Would I have liked to see you go to another team and do it? I actually thought the Spurs would have probably, been a really good spot for Kevin Durant that year as well. Because that was when they still had Kawhi. They had a pretty good team, and I thought he could probably did the same thing for San Antonio. Like, I could have seen it would have been a hell of a battle between Golden State and San Antonio if you did go to the Spurs that year. But yeah, the flip side of that is, did you win? So he went over there, he went to Golden State, and he won. So at the end of the day, what are you gonna do? He did what he was
Yeah.
supposed to.
I remember my first thoughts when he did it, I thought it was a whack move. And this is why I say I was surprised that Will had that take on it, because KD wasn't just another guy. KD was already a league MVP. KD was already a scoring champ. And OKC had a really good team. Now, granted, they didn't have Harden on that team, but him and Russ were all-stars. Serge Ibaka was on that team, and they had pieces. And they had the Warriors beat. So I think looking back on it, it's like, yo, y'all had a good enough team to compete with the defending champ Warriors, and y'all went toe-to-toe with them for 7 games. And them losing that series is really more about how poorly KD and Russ played in the last 2 games of that series. And you look back, they didn't shoot well. Russ had some terrible turnovers in those games. And that's where they missed the opportunity. I don't think they lost to the Warriors because they weren't good enough. I think they just lost to the Warriors because they didn't play well enough. And obviously highlighted by Game 6 Clay, right? One of the most historic playoff performances. But looking back on it too, I also feel like one of the things that wasn't discussed enough, and this is, I don't want to bring him up because I know how the comment section changes. KD going to the Warriors was a direct response to what LeBron was doing in the East. Because LeBron going to Miami, right, completely shifted the power in the East to the point where you knew to win a finals, you were going to have to beat LeBron and the Heatles. When he goes to Cleveland, now you still have that same dynamic. And if you're KD, who had lost to LeBron in the finals, like, in order for me to get over that hump, now not only do I have to beat this Warriors team that's becoming something special, I'm still going to have to beat LeBron with Kyrie and Kevin Love on the other side. Because remember, by the time KD goes to Golden State, Kyrie and them the Cavs have been to back-to-back finals. So now it's this imbalance of power where it's like the Cavs and the Warriors are clearly the best 2 teams in the NBA, and then there's everybody else trying to get over that hump. And to me, I view KD going there was kind of a direct response. Like, I gotta beat both these teams. So to do it, I'm gonna do it as simple as possible. I could join one and just only have to beat the other. That's what he did. Do I knock KD? No, because we do define players by championships. And if we sat here today and KD had not won those championships with the Warriors, we probably talk about KD completely different as a player. We talk about his legacy completely different.
For sure.
He needed the rings. So I'm not mad at him for it. I think he's an all-time great player. Like I said, hindsight is 20/20. It's easy to say, well, he should have did this, he should have did that. But he did need to win a championship. He did that. He was clearly the best player on their team. No disrespect to Steph. KD is what made the Warriors special. KD was clearly the best player, and by the time they got to that 3rd finals, it showed, because without KD, they couldn't handle Kawhi and the Raptors. With KD, for that small amount of time KD was on the court, it almost looked like, yo, this is a completely different series with KD now. You know what I'm saying? So we knew what he was. I think his best years are those Warriors years, and probably, if we want to put like a 5-year span on it, I would say those last 2 years in OKC, where he was an MVP and he was one of the best scorers in the game, going into those Warriors years where he was damn near unstoppable. And I think the greater question with KD is, like, how is it going to shift his legacy when it's all said and done? Because he hasn't been able to get back to the finals without the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? So is it going to become one of the things that over time we're gonna hold it against him and be like, yeah, KD was great and he was the best player on that team, but he was never able to get back without those guys. Well, we saw Steph and them do it again without him. So the question is no longer did they need him, because we know they didn't need him. They won without him before he got there. They won after he left. The question more is, like, he needed them because he's never been able to get back to that point. Squeeze also wants to know. I don't know if y'all saw this. I didn't see the whole list, so I don't have too many opinions on it. But he said Bleacher Report did an all-century team from 2000. Steph, Kobe, LeBron, Tim Duncan. Did they get it right? I believe it's those three guys. I mean those four guys, and I don't know who else was the other guy, but they were the all-century first team. Steph, Kobe, LeBron, Tim Duncan. I gotta look who they had as the all-century number one guy at center. But I didn't see the rest of the list, so I don't have too many opinions on it. But did you guys see this?
I didn't see it. Who put it out?
Bleacher Report.
I didn't see it.
And
Let me go back and see.
They're mad that Shaq got the snub.
Shaq went from what I saw, because like I said, they just put here it goes. They didn't put the whole team out. You got to click on the link. Shaq is on the all-century third team. Joker is all-century second team center. And then all-century first team is Tim Duncan, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Kobe, and Steph.
Timmy, LeBron.
Yeah,
they put Timmy at center.
They put Tim at center with Bron and KD as the forwards and Steph and Kobe in the backcourt.
I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think you can compete with that first team.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at because clearly, all right. Obviously, Duncan's a power forward, so I mean, if we're just doing it by position, then I think Kevin Durant has to come out, and then Shaq should be in the top 5. But because where we are right now with positionless basketball, I can't really be mad at that, because if you're gonna put Tim Duncan up there, I would say that Tim Duncan has a better resume than Shaq. So, I'm not mad at that.
Some honorable mentions, like I said, they didn't release all three teams, but honorable mentions. They have on the second team, they had Chris Paul and Joker. On third team, they had James Harden, Giannis, and Shaq. So I gotta see the whole list and see. Let's see what else we got here. Shout out to the comment section, man. Kyrie, we were just talking about this guy a minute ago. Cooper Flag, man. This man looks dominant. Will, what do you think about Cooper Flag? He's been playing some great basketball lately.
You already know. I had a whole 2-year campaign trying to put it in the atmosphere that he landed in Washington.
Poop for Coop?
Yeah, the Poop for Coop campaign, man. But didn't work out for us. I knew this dude was gonna be a beast. Like he started out with some would consider slow, but it's not even Christmas. You know what I'm saying? This dude's gonna be a problem for years and years to come.
That was also them trying to force him to play point guard too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They were just playing around at first. This dude's settling in and finding his lane in the league, and I think he's just playing his brand of basketball. I think that's what we're seeing more so than anything else. He's a special player. He's going to be a menace for the next 10 years in the league at least. And good for Dallas for taking advantage of a rigged system and taking him number 1 overall, because y'all are set up now. You know what I mean? You're set up. This dude's a beast. And when we go back and look at this draft class here in years from now, we're gonna be looking at Coop, and we're gonna be looking at my guy. It's gonna be a Bird Magic type comparison going as far as, I mean, I know Bird and Magic didn't go in the same draft, but it was the same proximity, the same same couple years in right there in that cut. And now we're gonna see that here with Derek Queen and Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag is a special player. He's more dynamic, as far as actually I might not even give him that as being more dynamic. He's more aggressive, I would say, in his style of play. But do not sleep on my kid Derek Queen. This dude's gonna be a serious problem. Derek Queen he has Joker type game on people. I'm telling y'all, I said it last week, he needs to be on the Team USA center. Team USA is going to need big guys, and he's the perfect big guy to play against European guys because he has that in his game, and plus some. But I know the questions about Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag is that guy. He was the number 1 pick for a reason, and just buckle up for this dude because the sky's the limit.
Yeah, Cooper Flag's been amazing, Trip. That's your guy out of Duke, man. He's been doing his thing.
Yeah, man. Blue Devils. Like I feel like he's trying to throw it on everybody. Like this, that's the type of time. Oh my goodness, he's trying to dunk on everybody in the league. Okay? These guys, but nah, he's been once they stop with the trying to force him to play point guard and just kind of letting him do what he does. He done turned up every month. He's gotten better. He's in the lead right now for rookie of the year. He no joke, man. He's definitely one of them ones. The way they were talking about him during Olympic basketball, he's showed improve, and he's going to continue to get better. I really want to see Dallas fully healthy before they make any roster moves. Because I think that the potential that this team has, if Kyrie is healthy and Anthony Davis and all of these guys are healthy at the same time, I think they could make a little bit of noise, but we actually have to see that first.
Right.
And I think they may be wanting to, move some things around before we actually get a chance to see that.
Yeah, I remember we talked about that in the preseason, that we thought this could be like a wild card type team in terms of like you don't know what you're going to get from them, because if Cooper Flag is everything that people expected, when you throw him in the mix with Kyrie and AD, now you're talking about like this great veteran mix with this young phenom, and this could be one of them scary teams. And again, they got a lot of size on that team. Pauls with PJ Washington, with Lively, so they got a good team. Clay's played better off the bench recently. I don't know if they're going to be patient enough, though. It seems like they want to make a move. I don't know if that's just a new ownership group. I don't know if they just feel like maybe AD isn't reliable enough right now, but AD's name is getting floated in a lot of trade talk. And I don't know if that's just a combination of they're so high on Coop now at this point where they feel like, hey, we can move on from AD, or if they just feel like he's not reliable enough.
Yeah, I have no idea. I said AD the other night, he was looking like his eyes was low. Like, I don't know, it was looking like he was a little spent. Like he needed a few weeks off or something. He's like, I don't know what was going on, but eyes was real low.
The situation out there is a little weird because, like I said, they made the trade for him, and then now you got they dangling his name out there because his name is coming up in a lot of trade talk, and there's rumors about certain teams trying to make the move for him that might feel like he could be the missing piece. So I don't know if the injuries things are concerning them that much.
Yeah,
maybe it's from AD. Maybe AD isn't really happy there, so he's kind of letting them know, like, hey, if you move me, I'm okay with it. I don't know, but it's a little weird because again, they haven't had their whole team together.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I was looking at the odds. We're gonna get to the parlay right now. Again, as always, shout out to everybody. Shout out to the comment section. Shout out to IG. I see you guys coming on the live over there. Shout out to H. I see Haran over there on that side, man. Shout out to H2O over there. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to the Sanchez Show and Real Fans Real Talk. We're back Monday night with Real Fans Real Talk at 7 p.m. And then I will let you guys know we're going to be live next Wednesday, 7:30. I know it's New Year's Eve, so we got to see what the plans is looking like before we commit to the live. With that being said, we do it every week. We give y'all the picks. We give y'all the 9-leg parlay. We've been cold recently, Trip. We've been a little cold right now, man. We had it rolling. We had things going.
Since I started working, the parlay's been hitting different. I got
the 9-leg parlay has not been coming through the way we thought, man. We got to get back on track.
We got it right now. This one we got to get one right now. I'm telling you, it's going to hit this week.
I'm gonna go last.
We need to get the Christmas money back, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
We need to get the Christmas money back.
These damn kids are expensive. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
The kids that, you know what I'm saying, the kids is killing us worse than the parlays at this point. So let's get to the 9-leg parlay. Trip, I'm gonna let you go first. I got yours written down here, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and read off the ones that you like for this week.
Okay, bet. So I'm taking Saquon for a touchdown this week. I'm taking Josh Allen for 250 passing yards, and I'm taking the over on the 52-point total in the Bengals Cardinals game.
So Vegas already, Vegas be locked in on the podcast. They be watching what we talk about because the over already went up on everything I love. It's up now to 53.5. I just checked because, like I said, I was putting a parlay together just to see what the total would be on it. They've already bumped that number, but I do like that number still. I expect it to be a shootout. Not a lot of defense from either team. This is a stat padding game for both these teams at the end of the year. 53.5, I think, should still be covered. And that's indoors, no weather issues there in Arizona. Saquon is minus 110 on an anytime touchdown. The Josh Allen one, that's your riskiest play right now. 250 yards, that's plus 320.
What?
I know.
Yeah,
Who they
Vegas,
playing?
they playing the Eagles. So Vegas does not think that Josh Allen is going to have a good game passing the ball anyway against this Philly defense. Yeah, 250 yards is plus 320 right now for Josh Allen.
That's crazy.
Remember the
Right.
last time I told you I'd take Josh Allen for 250?
And he's 252.
Oh yeah, you was right. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's 320 is crazy. That's
Right.
disrespectful.
Yeah.
So
Because I think it's
those
going. I think it's actually going to be. It's going to be a little bit of a shootout. I really think they're going to go. They're going to go at it.
I wouldn't be surprised because as we started the show saying, I think both these teams want to make a statement before the end of the year. And I apologize to anybody on Instagram. I see the live just went out on that side. We said earlier we were having some trouble with the connection on that side, man. But everything I'm going with this week is anytime touchdowns, and anytime touchdowns that I really like at plus odds. Only one of them is a heavy favorite to happen, but I'm still going to go with it because I just think it balances out the parlay. We're going to go tomorrow night. I like 2 anytime touchdowns from tomorrow night or tomorrow's games anyway. George Pickens, anytime touchdown against the Commander defense. That's plus 130.
I had that.
He's one of Dak's favorite targets. Will, is anybody scared of this Commander secondary?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, right. So you're talking about a game where Dallas would love nothing more than to run up the score on the Commanders at the end of the season. George Pickens, I think, gets a touchdown. All right, so there's that. Then we got Jameson Williams touchdown. That's plus 190 tomorrow. The Lions are in a similar situation. Not only do the Lions have to win, I would not be surprised if the Lions throw the ball 50 times tomorrow against the Vikings. We know Brian Flores wants to blitz. He wants to blitz crazy. The Lions want to win. They want to get back on the right side of things, and I expect them to be dominating the Vikings in this game anyway. Bosmore is the quarterback who's starting. Trip, I text you when Bosmore threw one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen in my life. I can't remember a Pee Wee quarterback who threw an underhanded interception the way he did against Seattle. So I think on the flip side of that, Jameson Williams might be the recipient of a couple big pass plays tomorrow. I got him as an anytime touchdown. And then my favorite anytime touchdown from this week, Vegas seems to really like it as well because the odds are very high. I didn't think the odds would be this high, but I still am going to include it on the ticket. Travis Etienne, anytime touchdown for the Jaguars against the Colts. The Colts defense has been completely shit the last couple of weeks. The Jaguars are trying to secure the division with this game. I think the Jaguars will go back to their running game this week. And Travis Etienne is a major, major factor out of the backfield catching passes as well. That's why I love him so much this week. So I'm going 3 anytime touchdowns, George Pickens, Jameson Williams, and Travis Etienne. Will, let me know what you think. Now, just to give you a heads up, Will, I put those 6 things that we just talked about into the parlay.
What was Tripp's third?
Bengals, Cardinals, over. He had
Bengals, Cardinals, what?
Over. He had it at 52, but Vegas right now already has bumped it up. They have it at 53.5.
Okay.
Just based on those 6 things that we put together, $10 on FanDuel will get us back $11.84.
Okay. So I'm gonna add some action for tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the first game. I had Pickens anytime touchdown, so I love that. So we're gonna X that out. But I like Josh Johnson under 176.5 passing yards. That's a minus 114. I like actually this one can be risky, but I like Dallas defense anytime touchdown. I see a pick six.
Hold on, Josh Johnson. The line actually changed. They got it under 180.5 now, and that's at minus 114.
Oh, okay, I like that even better.
Just adding that alone already took the parlay over $2,000.
Did it?
Yeah.
I can see a pick six in that game.
Dallas defense anytime touchdown.
That's plus 550.
Yep.
I can see that happening. And I like this is a guaranteed hit. This is a guaranteed leg every week. And I'm surprised it's even available already this week. Justin Herbert, over 23.5 rushing yards. He crushes that weekly.
Over 23.5. I like that one because the Texan defense is good, so he might have to move around a lot.
It's minus 114. Well, when I looked at it, it was minus 114.
Over 23.5. Yep.
So that's what I'm rolling with.
Over 23.5 rushing. And that's minus 114. Let's see if they'll let us put this parlay together. Because
that Dallas defense, anytime. The only thing I was thinking about other than that was Gibbs going for 2 touchdowns.
Bro, this is what I'm saying. I know Vegas is tapped in. They immediately have suspended any betting on Josh Johnson's passing yards tomorrow. They know cats. I'm waiting for it. Yep. Everything else can be added on. It's already saying, hold on, I'm gonna try to add it back on. Let's see. Oh, now let's see what it's changed to though. I think that's what happened. It updated. Hold on. That's why I'm telling you, a lot of people were betting that because that line went up as you were talking about it. And let's see what it's adjusted to right now. Yeah, now they got him at 185.
Oh, I love that on even better. Like I don't know what they think is happening.
The line is going up. I think a lot of people are looking at Dallas' defense because they're easy to pass on. They've had some struggles this year. People think he's gonna be able to throw the ball. I don't think he will though because the O-line ain't that good. And
I don't even know if he finishes the game.
I was about to say outside of Terry, I don't really see any other impact guy that he could even throw the ball to.
No.
So just to give you guys a heads up, Saquon Barkley anytime touchdown. Josh Allen 250 yards passing. Bengals Cardinals over 53.5. George Pickens anytime touchdown. Jameson Williams anytime touchdown. Travis Etienne anytime touchdown. Josh Johnson under 185.5 passing yards. Dallas defense anytime touchdown. Jay Herbo over 23.5 rushing yards. If we put $10 on that, guys, that's $26,000 that we're getting back.
Yeah.
What are we doing, fellas? What are we doing? Shit. Fuck around, just put $1 on it and you get 2,600 back.
Yeah. You know how I roll. That's my. I'll be in that pocket right there.
That might be the dollar play.
Yep.
And see what happens with
plus whatever profit boost they might be offering.
Is there anything? Well, I'm gonna start with you. Is there anything on this list that you're worried about?
The Dallas defense touchdown.
Yeah, that's the one with the largest odds because that's plus 550.
But like I said, if I'm pivoting away from that, then I'm going for Jahmyr Gibbs 2 touchdowns at plus 280.
Well, let's do this then, right? I think you got the right thinking, but it might be the wrong team because I agree with you. It's a bad quarterback and on the road in a situation where, especially if they're losing and he's got to start airing it out, they might have to throw the ball. If we're gonna take it.
I had three potential anytime touchdown defenses here.
If we're gonna take an anytime touchdown defense, why not take the Broncos? And you get the Broncos at plus 650.
I got them right here. I had them down. I was trying
You're talking about a first-time starting quarterback, the third string first-time starting quarterback. We know the Chiefs have no running game. Realistically, why wouldn't the Broncos get an interception or a scoop and score in this game?
I'm good with that, and that's plus 650.
Right. Now
that's what I'm saying.
I don't want to tease you guys in any way, pause. But if we leave Dallas and Denver defense in there, $10 gets us 198,000. We might be recording next week from Cancun. 1, 2, 3 Cancun. 1, 2, 3 Cancun. I'm gonna mark down Denver's defense.
Yeah, I ain't got no problem with that. Yeah, Denver defense.
That's plus 650. Now, I think we're on the right track because you got to find a bad quarterback going up against a good defense. I think you can get that with the Dallas game.
I had Dallas, Detroit, and the Broncos all potentially scoring on defense.
Shit, I think we might have to look at the Patriots the same way. The Jets are starting their third string quarterback, Brady Cook.
Oh, are they? Yep.
Yeah.
That'd probably be a crazy ticket in itself. All 4 teams to get a anytime defensive touchdown.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, because
I might put a quarter on that.
there's a couple of situations. Nah, because real talk, there's a couple of them that you look at and you're like, yo, I could. Like, I feel the same way about the Jaguars and the Colts. Why the Jaguars? Phillip Rivers can't move. Phillip Rivers can't throw the ball more than 20 yards.
Is Phillip Rivers playing? Because when I looked at that game, there are no passing. There's no Phillip Rivers legs available on that ticket right now.
Let me see something. He didn't get injured last week.
Nah, but I'm saying, like, if they feel like they're out of it, why try them out there? Because by the time they play, they could be eliminated, right?
So they play at 1:00. So
they play at 1? Oh,
yeah.
Well, yeah, he was. When I looked at the tickets earlier, he wasn't available to bet on anything for him. Well, it was only
you're right, but the thing I'm noticing here is really outside of Jonathan Taylor and Tyler Warren anytime touchdown, there's really no props you can get on any Colts players because they don't even have Jonathan Taylor's rushing props up here. So I don't know if maybe they just haven't updated it yet, or I mean, the weather's not going to be a factor. That's a dome game. I don't know. Yeah, maybe Phillip Rivers isn't playing. But that's one that we might have to talk about off air because I think if we put together a 3-leg parlay with just 3 defenses that we like that could score this week, because like I said, there's some terrible quarterback play this week. Like I said, the Jets going to have their third stringer out there. The Chiefs got their third stringer out there. The Vikings got their third string out there. The Commanders got their third string out there. The Dolphins are starting that rookie that's only making his second start. The Colts might be starting a rookie with Riley Leonard this week. Yeah, this might be the week to like you said, throw a dollar down on a couple defenses to score and see what happens.
Yeah.
With that being said, we're gonna get ready to wrap up as always. So shout out to the supporters. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the Sanchez Show and Real Fans Real Talk. My brother Trip Young and I will be back on Monday night at 7 p.m. to recap this week's games, Christmas. We're going to be talking about everything. The comment section is going to be buzzing. Will, give me a final thought as we transition out from tonight's episode.
Man, as the year wraps up, we don't know what we're doing next week or whatever. Just want to say shout out to Eric Tripp for a great year of great content. I'm not talking about what I've been on, but I've been tuning in every Monday with y'all. Y'all been really hitting every mark. Shout out to the forgotten legends, or what I'm saying, that y'all been showing love to, all the women of basketball that we've been given opportunities to shine and y'all giving them a platform nobody else in this space is. Nobody. Y'all are the only ones, and shout out to y'all for doing that, and shout out for letting me rock with y'all, on a weekly basis. I look forward to it every week, highlighting my week, and I continue to look forward to doing that in the future. 2026 is ours, and let's keep rocking, fellas.
That's a fact. Trip.
Couple things. If y'all here drinking spiked eggnog, just don't be driving. Keep your butt at home. Okay. Excuse me. I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. Appreciate all of you guys for this year. Another great year. Shout out to all of the guests that we had this year on Real Fans Real Talk. And I think I just want to drop this little piece in there. They say the barbs have spoken, and somebody got to get excommunicated. And in the words of my brother, good brother Dr. Umar, somebody got excommunicated from this side of the culture. That's all. But I'm gonna leave that there for y'all.
I'm surprised we didn't see more about that in the comment section.
Yeah,
but I'm sure Monday night. Listen, everybody's in a great mood tonight. You know what I'm saying? It's Christmas Eve, but I'm sure Monday night. I'm sure Amani and Pooh gonna have some questions about that.
Oh, that's that. They're gonna go with.
I want to say this, man. Listen again. Merry Christmas to everybody. Shout out to the supporters again. You guys continue to show us a tremendous amount of love, man. It's Christmas Eve, bro. Like I said, we talked about last week. Wasn't sure we was gonna do the live, but then we felt like now we gotta do it. We gotta at least put a little bit of the content out there for everybody. And you saw the comment section, people rocking with us on Christmas Eve, bro. Y'all wrapping gifts, y'all sipping on whatever y'all got on for the night. Hopefully, y'all got a great Christmas movie in the background, but y'all still rocking with the Sanchez show on Christmas Eve.
Y'all might have hit that earlier. Y'all might have hit that earlier, but the one I need from both of y'all, the one Christmas joint every year. If you don't watch no other Christmas movie, you gotta watch that one.
Oh, I just said A Christmas Story.
Christmas Story. All right.
I'm about to go put it on right now. Friday After Next.
Nice. I love it. I love it. I got
Pinky Nickel.
I'm gonna throw in the two real quick. One that gets slept on, Trading Places. I gotta go with Trading Places every year.
Okay. He said, "Would you like a jacuzzi?" Hey, I told you I ain't with that funny stuff. Yo, that is a classic that cats don't know about, bro.
Right, wait. How do y'all feel about Die Hard being a Christmas movie?
It is.
Yeah, it's a Christmas movie.
All right, so where do you rank it then?
Oh, rank it? That's different.
Oh, top 10. It ain't my top 5. Okay. It ain't in my top 5, but top 10 for sure. But one that I'm gonna just y'all got families and youth in y'all's lives or whatever. There's one that people sleep on. It came out in 2018 on Netflix, and I watch it every year. To me, it's the best Santa Claus movie that's ever been made. It's called The Christmas Chronicles. It's on Netflix. It's 2 of them. It's Christmas Chronicles 1 and 2. 2 is trash, but the first one, it came out 2018, and it stars Kurt Russell as Santa Claus.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yo, that joint is fire. The first Christmas Chronicles, fire. It's in my repertoire. It's the best Santa Claus movie ever. The best Santa Claus movie is that.
Yeah,
I'm not Santa Claus.
Nah.
Yeah, we don't support Tim Allen around here. Yeah. Nah, it ain't that. It ain't on that type. But I'm telling you, if y'all ain't seen it, Christmas Chronicles 2018, that joint on Netflix. Okay. Your kids will love it, and I enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them joints you can sit down and don't be on your phone or nothing like that. It's good.
I'll probably put that on for my youngest daughter now. I'm about to go. You know, I got some coquito on the
fridge. Put it on for her. Tell her it's good. It's good, man.
I'm about to make me a glass of coquito. You know, I got some in the fridge there. And get ready to chill for the rest of the night. But for my brothers, man, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Merry Christmas to you guys and y'all families. We're going to talk off air, of course. But on air, to wrap it up.
We'll be texting during the games.
Absolutely. Like I said, guys, we'll put it out there. We'll let you know if we're going to go live next week. If not, we will see you guys in 2026. Make sure you have a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Stay safe. Don't do nothing crazy. Don't end the year the wrong way, man. Let's go into the new year positively and healthy. For my brothers, Will Gordon and Trip Young, I am Eric Sanchez. This was the Sanchez Show. We'll see you guys soon. We out of here.
Feliz Navidad.